The psychology of money. The money lessons schools never teach you. Imagine two people. One earns 50,000 rupees a month and quietly becomes a millionaire. The other earns 5 lakh rupees a month but ends up broke. How is that possible? Most people think making money is about intelligence, education, or talent. But according to one of the most powerful books ever written on personal finance, money is not a math problem. It's a behavior problem. Today, we're diving into The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel, a book that reveals why some people build wealth while others lose everything, regardless of how much they earn. And by the end of this video, you might completely change the way you think about money. When people talk about money, they usually talk about investments, stocks, businesses, or side hustles. But Morgan Housel discovered something surprising. The biggest factor in financial success isn't knowledge, it's behavior. Because money decisions are rarely made on spreadsheets. They're made at dinner tables, in moments of fear, excitement, greed, and hope. And that's why smart people sometimes make terrible financial decisions. Let's explore the biggest lessons from this life-changing book. Lesson 1. Getting rich and staying rich are different skills. Most people dream of getting rich. Very few think about staying rich. Getting rich often requires taking risks, working hard, starting businesses, or investing boldly. But staying rich requires something completely different: humility, patience, and discipline. Many people make fortunes only to lose them because they believe success will last forever. The book tells us that survival is the most important financial skill. It's better to stay in the game for decades than to win big once and lose everything. Because wealth isn't about making money, it's about keeping it. Lesson 2. Wealth is what you don't see. Think about someone driving a luxury car. Most people see the car and think, wow, that person is rich. But here's the truth. The car doesn't show wealth. The money that was spent on the car is gone. Real wealth is often invisible. It's the savings account nobody sees, the investments nobody talks about, the money quietly growing in the background. Many people spend money to look rich, but truly wealthy people often focus on financial freedom instead of appearances. The lesson? Don't judge wealth by what people display. Judge it by what they keep. Lesson 3. Time is the most powerful force in finance. One of the greatest financial miracles is compound growth. Imagine planting a small seed. At first, nothing seems to happen. Days pass, weeks pass, months pass. Then slowly, it becomes a tree. Money works the same way. Small investments made consistently over many years can become enormous amounts. Warren Buffett became one of the richest people in history, not only because he invested well, but because he invested for a very long time. The secret wasn't extraordinary returns. The secret was time. Most people underestimate what can happen in 10, 20, or 30 years. Patience is often more valuable than brilliance. Lesson 4. Luck and risk control. More than you think, we love stories of successful people. We hear about billionaires and assume they did everything right. Sometimes they did, but luck also plays a role. Likewise, failure doesn't always mean someone made terrible decisions. Risk exists everywhere. The book teaches us not to blindly copy successful people and not to harshly judge those who fail. Because life isn't perfectly fair. Two people can make the same decision and get completely different results. Understanding this makes us more humble and wiser. Lesson 5. Freedom is the highest form of wealth. Many people think money buys luxury. Morgan Housel argues that money buys something even more valuable: freedom. The freedom to choose how you spend your time, the freedom to leave a job you hate, the freedom to help your family, the freedom to live life on your own terms. At the end of the day, the goal isn't to own the most expensive things. The goal is to own your time, and money can help you achieve that. Lesson 6. The hardest financial skill is keeping expectations under control. Have you noticed how people always want more? When they earn 20,000 rupees, they want 50,000 rupees. When they earn 50,000 rupees, they want 1 lakh rupees. The cycle never ends. The problem isn't income, it's expectations. Happiness depends less on what you have and more on what you expect. If your expectations rise faster than your income, you'll always feel poor. Learning to appreciate enough is one of the greatest financial skills anyone can develop. Lesson 7. Reasonable is better than rational. Many financial experts chase the perfect investment strategy, but the perfect strategy is useless if you can't stick to it. The book argues that being reasonable is often better than being perfectly. Choose investments that help you sleep peacefully. Choose plans you can follow for years. Success doesn't come from making perfect decisions. It comes from making good decisions consistently. Conclusion. So, what is the biggest lesson from the psychology of money? Money isn't really about money. It's about behavior. It's about patience when others panic. It's about saving when others spend. It's about thinking long-term when everyone else wants instant results. The people who build lasting wealth aren't always the smartest. They're often the most disciplined, because financial success is less about what you know and more about how you behave. If you remember one thing from this video, remember this: doing well with money has little to do with how smart you are and a lot to do with how you behave. And that single lesson might be worth more than any investment you'll ever make.